So, you're looking to find a great dog trainer here in Shelton. That's fantastic. It's one of the best things you can do for your dog and for you. We're going to break down exactly how to find the right person to help you build an amazing partnership with your dog. Here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about what training looks like for our specific lifestyle here. Then, we'll get into your dog's actual needs. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of finding a real pro. And we'll wrap up with the local logistics and some great spots around town. Okay, let's start with this idea of training for Shelton life. Because, it's not just about teaching sit in your living room. It's about how that training translates to your everyday life right here in our community. I want you to picture your perfect day with your dog. Maybe it's taking a really nice, calm walk along the Housatonic River. Or maybe it's being able to pop by the shops on Howe Avenue without your dog pulling you all over the place. It could even be something as simple as relaxing on a cafe patio together. These aren't just nice thoughts. These are real, tangible goals you can achieve with the right training. Really, what this all comes down to is having a dog who feels confident and comfortable no matter what you're doing. Whether you're in a quiet neighborhood or navigating the busier downtown area, that's the real win. All right, now that we know why we're training, let's get into the what. Before you even start looking for a trainer, you've got to get really clear on what your dog actually needs and what you're hoping to fix. And I mean, really think about it. What are the one or two things that, if they got better, would make the biggest positive change in your life with your dog? Is it the barking? The pulling? Be specific. And you're not alone, for sure. These are some of the most common things people work on. Maybe you have a new puppy who needs to learn the ropes, or maybe you have an older dog who just pulls like crazy on the leash. Pinpointing your main challenge is the first step to finding the right kind of help. And that brings you to a pretty big choice. What kind of training setting do you want? On one hand, you've got group classes. These are awesome for general good manners and for getting your dog used to focusing around other people and dogs. Plus, they're usually easier on the wallet. On the other hand, in-home training is completely customized to you, and it's perfect for problems that only happen at home, like going wild when the doorbell rings. Okay, you've got your goals, you've thought about the format. Now let's talk about how you can actually tell if a trainer is the right fit for you. You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement. It's the method that's most recommended by vets and behaviorists today. The whole idea is simple. Instead of punishing your dog for getting it wrong, you reward them for getting it right. This makes learning fun for them, and it builds a way stronger, more trusting bond between you two. Now, what about all those letters after a trainer's name? They can look kind of confusing, but they're actually really helpful. Think of them as proof of their education. Something like CPDTKA means they've passed a comprehensive exam on training knowledge. And if you're dealing with bigger issues like serious fear or aggression, a certification from an organization like the IAABC tells you this person has specialized expertise. So when you're talking to a potential trainer, have these 4 questions in your back pocket. You want to hear them talk about positive, humane methods. You want to know they're certified and that they keep learning. You need to know how they'll make the plan work for your dog and your life. And, of course, you need to know exactly what it's going to cost, with no surprises. All right, last section, let's get down to the practical stuff, the logistics of getting this all done right here in Shelton. Let's talk about money, because it's a big part of the decision. Here's a general idea of what you can expect to pay in our area. As you can see, a series of puppy classes is pretty reasonable. Private lessons are a bit more per session, but you get that personalized attention. Then you have things like board and trains, which are a much bigger financial commitment for very intensive work. And remember, good training helps you be a good neighbor and follow our local rules. Shelton has a leash law for all public places, so having a dog that walks well on a leash is a must. Training can also help with nuisance barking, which is something the town takes seriously. And just a quick reminder, don't forget that all dogs over 6 months need to be licensed with the town clerk. So once you've started working with a trainer and you're learning these new skills, where do you go to practice? Because that practice is where the real learning happens. We're lucky to have some great spots in Shelton to do just that. The dog park is a fantastic, safe place to work on recall when your dog is off leash. Riverwalk is perfect for practicing that loose leash walking when there are other people and bikes going by. And the big open spaces at Veterans Memorial Park are just ideal for working on things like stay from a distance. And really, this says it all. There's no magic wand. It's about putting in the thought up front, using kind and effective methods, and then practicing consistently. That is the recipe for helping your dog become that amazing, confident companion you know they can be. Because at the end of the day, That's what this is all about. Putting in this work now opens up a whole world of possibilities for you and your dog. It means more relaxed walks, less stress when visitors come over, and just being able to enjoy everything Shelton has to offer, together. Good luck with your search. I hope you and your dog have a wonderful time on this journey.